sir, ma'am. Today, I'll be talking about something we all use every day, computer. Specifically, I'll be explaining the basic of how computer works and what operating system or OS actually does. So, let's start with a simple question. How do we even use or interact with a computer? When we use a computer, we don't actually control the hardware. Instead, we interact with it through the operating system. The OS gives us an interface, basically a way to communicate with the machine. There are two common types. First, we have the GUI or graphical user interface. This is the one we are familiar with. The Windows icons and menus you click on when using your desktop or laptop. It's a simple and visual which makes it easy for anyone to learn and use it quickly. Then there's command line interface or CLI. Instead of clicking icons, you type commands to control the computer. This is usually for advanced users like programmers or IT professionals who need more control over the system. So to sum it up, the OS what connects you to your computer, making sure you can use it easily and effectively. Now, what exactly is operating system? The OS is the main software that manages everything inside your computer, from the apps you open to the files you save to the hardware that makes everything run. It acts like a middleman between you and your device, making sure everything works together smoothly. Let's break its main function. First, there's process management. The OS handles all the apps you're using, even the ones running in the background. It decides how much CPU time each app gets, so everything runs smoothly without freezing. Second, memory management. It keeps track of which part of the memory being used and makes sure each program gets enough space without overlapping with others. That's why your apps can run at the same time without crashing. Third, file management. Whenever you create, open, save, or delete files, the OS at work, it organizes your data and controls who can access or edit certain files. Fourth, device manager. All the devices connect to your computer. Your printer, keyboard, mouse, or USB are handled by the OS. It coordinates everything so your hardware works properly. Fifth, security access control. The OS protects your computer through login password and user permission. This helps prevent unauthorized access and keeps your files safe. And lastly, user interface. This is the part that lets you actually interact with your computer, whether that's through a GUI or a CLI. Now let's move on something closely related, device drivers. Device drivers are like translator between your OS and your hardware. For example, your computer can automatically talk to your printer or graphic card. It needs a driver to understand how to use it. Without drivers, even the best hardware won't work properly. They're important because they make sure your hardware is compatible with the OS, help improve performance and stability, allow new devices to function properly, and prevent crashes or malfunction from outdated or broken drivers. So overall, the OS is the heart of your computer. It manages everything, your files, your memory, your apps, and your device while making sure you can use all of them easily. And with the help of Device Manager, everything stays connected and running smoothly. Thank you for listening, and I hope better have understanding and what's really going on between or behind the screen every time you use your computer. Case project 123, choose a new server. Subject, recommendation for a new server operating system. Good day, ma'am, sir. The memorandum is to recommend a new server operating system for the Lawson City and Country Planning Department, which is planning to replace its outdated Windows Server 2003 and 2008 systems. After evaluating several options, the following operation systems were considered. Server operating system options. Windows Server 2022 offers advanced security features such as secured core server and improved threat protection. It provides excellent compatibility with existing Windows-based system and applications, along with a user-friendly interface that integrates seamlessly with Microsoft services like Active Directory and Azure. Linux Server, Ubuntu Server, or CentOS Ring. An open source and cost-effective, making it suitable for web hosting and database management, although it requires more technical knowledge to maintain. Red Hat Enterprise Linux, RHEL, a commercial-grade Linux distribution known for professional support and long-term stability. It is still for large-scale enterprise environment or database servers. My recommendation is, after thorough evaluation, I recommend Windows Server 2022 as the most suitable for options for the department since the existing systems are already based on older versions of Windows Server. This choice ensures compatibility, minimizes staff training, and simplifies migration. It also provides enhanced security, reliable performance, and long-term Microsoft support, making it a practical and future-proof solution for the department's need. Case Project 1 to 4. Choose a new desktop system. Subject: recommended desktop operating system for Lawson City and Country Planning Department. Good day, ma'am, sir. This memorandum represents the recommended desktop operating system to replace the department outdated Windows XP and Windows 7 computer. Options considered are Windows 11 or Windows 10 Professional. Both are user-friendly, compatible with current Windows-based environments, and feature regular security updates and long-term support. They are also integrated well with Microsoft tools like Azure Active Directory. Second, Linux developed desktop, Ubuntu or Fedora workstation. Open source and cost-effective alternative that are secure, customizable, and suitable for programming, design, or general office tasks. Operating system capabilities to consider. When selecting a new operating system, the department should prioritize the following: security and reliability, compatibility with existing application, ease of use for staff members, long-term vendor support, and regular updates. System cost consideration: Linux-based systems are more affordable, may require additional staff training. Windows systems, while more costly, offer better compatibility and easier transition from older versions. Recommendation: I recommend adopting Windows 11 or Windows 10, as these systems will ensure a smoother upgrades from previous Windows version, reducing the learning curve for staff and maintain compatibility with the department's existing software and infrastructures. Case Project 1 to 5. A problem with a newly released operating system. Subject: possible cause of operating system performance problems. Good day, ma'am, sir. This memorandum addressed a reported performance issue found in new release operating system, including the frequently used memory and CPU problems such as system lag, slow responsive time, and unresponsive disk drives and display functions. Possible causes are software bugs. Easy version of newly released OS often contain unpatched bugs that can affect stability and performance. The second one is incompatible or outdated drivers. The new OS may not fully support existing hardware drivers, leading to poor device communication. Third is memory leaks. Certain application or background process may fail to release memory properly, resulting in slowdowns over time. Hardware incompatibility. Older hardwares may not meet the performance demands or requirements of the new operating system. And lastly, I think, is insufficient system resources. Running a modern OS on outdated system can lead to lower performance or system lag. My recommendation is, it is advised to delay full develop of the newly released operating system until stability updates and compatible drivers versions are made available. This will ensure that the department's operation remains stable and efficient. Case Project 5 to 1. Preliminary step for Windows 10 upgrade. Preliminary steps before Windows 10's upgrade. Good day, ma'am, sir. Before upgrading the Computer 42 to Windows 10, it is important to go through careful preparation to ensure a smooth and successful transitions. First, we begin with inventory and compatibility checks, verifying all the computers meet Windows 10's hardware requirements and all applications used in the workspace are compatible. Critical software must be tested beforehand and prevent downtime. Next, we back up all data and inform users of the upgrade schedule. Communicate helps manage expectations and minimize disruptions. Then we establish development strategy, starting with a small pilot group to test upgrade process before rolling it out all on the system. Using tools like Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Managers ensures efficiency. Finally, we use Secure License and prepare a standardized Windows 10 installations image to maintain consistency across devices. Potential problem vary per system. Windows 10 Vista machines can't upgrade directly and require clean installation, often replacing the hardware is more practical. Windows 7 systems can upgrade but might face drivers or application issues. Windows 8.1 upgrades are smoother but may still need driver updates and short user training. In summary, Vista computers should be replaced. Windows 7 systems needs close monitoring, and Windows 8.1 units can serve as pilot test machines for the rollout. Case Project 522 recommendation on upgrading from Windows 7 and 8.1. Recommendation to upgrade to Windows 10 Pro. Good day, ma'am, sir. Strongly recommend upgrading all computers running Windows 7 and 8.1 to Windows 10 Pro. Continuing to use outdated system poses serious security and compatibility risk. Windows 7 and 8.1 are no longer supported, meaning no security patches or updates, leaving the network vulnerable to malware and ransomware. In addition, software and hardware compatibility will become more limited over time. New versions of business application and devices will no longer support these older systems. Lastly, upgrading ensures long-term productivity and business continuity. Windows 10 offers stronger security, better management tools, and improved performance, helping the managed department operate effectively and securely. Case Project 523, a guide to installing Windows 10 Pro. Installation of configuration of Windows 10 Pro. Good day, ma'am, sir. For the new computers replacing the Vista and Windows 7 units, Windows 10 Pro comes pre-installed. The focus is configuration, connecting them to the network, joining them to the company domain, and installing required business software. For Windows 8.1, computers will perform an in-place upgrade to Windows 10. This keeps all users' files and settings intact. Before starting, we back up everything to avoid data loss. Then, using the media creation tool, we install Windows 10 via USB. During setup, we select Keep Personal Files and Apps. For a new seamless transition, after installation, we verify that all files, application, and device like printer scanners function correctly. Case Project 5 to 4. Migration Plan to Windows Server 2012 R2. Migration Plan for Windows Server Upgrade, ma'am. This plan outlines the migration from Windows Servers 2008 to Windows Server 2012 R2, Enterprise Edition. The process begins with the pre-migration planning, including hardware and software inventory, compatibility verification, and full backups. There are two migration paths. For the 32-bit server, that's no direct upgrade. A clean installation on a new 64-bit hardware is required. Second, for the 64-bit server core systems, we can perform an in-place upgrade, then add the GUI through PowerShell. After upgrading, all configuration are stored, domains rejoined, and function tested to ensure stability. Challenges may include driver issues, software incompatibility, and downtime. Careful scheduling and technical preparation are essential to reduce these tasks. Case Project 5 to 5. Upgrading from OS X Mountain Lion to El Capitan. Ma'am, the upgrade from OS X Mountain Lion to El Capitan is straightforward but requires preparation. First, we check hardware compatibility, ensuring all Macs meet the memory and storage requirements. Then we confirm software compatibility for a key application like Adobe Creative Suite. Before upgrading, each Mac must perform a full backup using Time Machine to prevent data loss. The upgrade process involves downloading El Capitan installer from Apple support site, running it, and following on-screen instructions. The Mac will restart several times until the installation is complete. Afterwards, use login, verify their files, test their applications, and confirm that all peripherals are working. Once everything is stable, this installer can be deleted to free up space. That's all.
Case Project 2-1. Windows XP to Windows 10 upgrade for the accounting department. So what will be the advantage of this upgrade for the department? Advantage is the security, regular updates, and equation to protect financial data. Performance and stability, faster boot times, and fewer crashes. Capability is the support modern accounting software and cloud services. For the future-proofing, against Microsoft support and compliance. If there is an advantage, there is also an disadvantages for this upgrade. So legacy software, others may need virtualization or replacement. Hardware cost likely requires new computer. For the training, staff will need time to learn the new interface. This project 2-2, a legacy billing system. So, if the accounting department does upgrade Windows 10, will the department be able to run a legacy 16-bit billing program that was designed for Windows XP? For the compatibility, no. The 16-bit Windows XP will not run natively on Windows 10. And the reason for that is the 64-bit Windows 10 lacks the technical components needed for 16-bit application. So, there is a solution that we can provide for them. So, virtual machine, run the program in a contained Windows XP environment. Number 2 is the software replacement. Migrate to a modern accounting system recommended for a long-term security, data, and features. The case Project 2-3, Marketing Department macOS upgrade. So what is the newest Mac operating system to which they can upgrade, and what will be the advantage of this upgrade for the department? The current state is the outdated macOS X 10.7 that line is no longer secured or supported. Recommend upgrade is the new Macs with latest macOS with is Sequoia or newer. The key benefits for this upgrade is the modern creative tools, which is they can run the current Adobe Creative Cloud and Final Cut Pro. It also enhances the workflow seamlessly integration with Apple ecosystem, especially with the iCloud and Adobe. With the strong security advanced protection for marketing assets and client data. It also optimizes for performances, faster processing for design and video work. This upgrade is a strategic investment that directly enhances creative capabilities, collaboration, security for the marketing team. This project 2-4 processor diagnosis for Windows system. So how can I help in determine if there's a problem with this processor? For that, there's this step for diagnostic steps. First is task manager, check control shift task escape. Then performance tab, check for sustained CPU usage at 90 or to 100%. Process tab, sort by CPU to identify resources heavy application. For the step 2 is advanced monitoring. Use resource manager to track use CPU usage to patterns and spot the intermittent spikes. For the step 3 is a system health check. Run full antivirus scan to eliminate malware. Then review the stock progress and disable unnecessary run. For my recommendation, if there's a specific processor causing high usage or update or replace the problematic software. If high usage purchased without clear causes, this is likely to indicate the outdated hardware or software incompatibility. For the case project 2-5, Chief Financial Officer concern. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of upgrading Windows 10 compared to Windows 8.1? And for the recommendation, upgrade directly from XP to Windows 10 and skipping 8.1. Why Windows 10 is better? It is easier to use, familiar start menu, and reduced training time. It is more secure and advanced features and ongoing updates. It is better for business, superior cloud and management tools. For the cost consideration, short term is the higher is new hardware requirements. For the long term is the lower, less maintenance and more productivity. The higher initial cost justified by long-term security, efficiency, and support benefits. So upgrading Windows 10 is better than skipping 8.1 because Windows 10 has some more features unlike the 8.1. For the case project 2-6, the server upgrade recommendation. So what will be the advantage of upgrading Windows Server 2008 and if I will recommend why? For me, the current status of Windows Server 2000 is it's an end of life. It is creating the security risk which you can breach the data of the user. What is the advantage of upgrading a Windows Server? For the security, advanced threat protection and regular updates. For the performance, better visualization and resource management. For the cloud integration, native Azure hybrid capabilities. For the compliance, meets modern security standards. So, I really recommend the Windows Server 2022. Why? Because it provides a maximum security, performance, and cloud integration with long-term Microsoft support. It is essential for maintaining a reliable, modern infrastructure. And this is also the latest update of Windows Server which we can use for better security.
Our current IT infrastructure is at a critical point requiring immediate and strategic upgrades. Starting with our servers, we must decommission all 6 of our 20-year-old machines immediately. They are inefficient, unsecure, and incompatible with modern software. The solution is to replace them with a small cluster of 2 or 3 modern servers using Intel Xeon or AMD EPYC processors to create a reliable and scalable virtualized environment. For our desktop computers, replacement is essential. We must replace all 230 desktops, including the AMD Duron, Pentium 4, and PowerPC Max, as they cannot run modern operating systems. I recommend all new desktops on a modern platform featuring Core i5 or Ryzen 5 processors, a minimum of 8 gig of RAM, and most importantly, solid-state drivers for a massive performance boost. Lastly, the overheating issues with our older Core Duo desktops are probably a maintenance problem. It might just need to be cleaned or reapply thermal paste. However, if you really want to stay away from Intel CPUs, a AMD Ryzen 3 57 is a good choice. And to prevent this issue in the future, we must implement a proactive policy of scheduled cleaning and monitoring for all university computers. And congratulations on your new role as Vice President. To help you hit the ground running, I've put together a quick guide to set up your own organized digital workspace and to access your predecessor's files. First, to build your own system, let's create a simple, effective folder structure. I recommend making 5 key folders right inside your main document folder to keep everything centralized. To create one, click the Finder icon in your open document folder and simply right-click in an empty space. Select New Folder and type its name. The folder's name I suggest are board underscore rulings for all director rulings. Next is financial underscore spreadsheets. Also, division underscore documents for internal Word files. And senior underscore management for related activities. And lastly, marketing underscore reports for the reports you receive from that department. Getting this structure in place now will save you time and keep you perfectly organized from day one. Now, finding the previous vice president's documents is easy. Since you're both using the same VP Financials account, all of those files are already in your personal home folder. Just click the Finder icon in your dock. Select Go from the menu bar at the top of your screen and choose Home. You'll find everything most likely located in the Documents folder. Good day, inventory specialist. Here's a quick way to check if a DVD or CD is properly mounted and readable on a Linux system. All you need to do is open a terminal and type the command mount, then press enter. This will show you a list of every file system currently active. Look through that list for a line that mentions your optical drive. The key thing to identify is the file system type is ISO 9660, which is the standard for optical disks. If you see a device mounted with ISO 9660, then your DVD or CD-ROM is correctly mounted and ready for access. For a slightly cleaner view, you can also use the df-t command, which will also show you the file system types in a dedicated column. So for the new Windows 10 computer we're setting up for the accounting manager, the file system we'll use is NTFS. This is a definitive choice for a secure and reliable business environment. The accounting manager handles highly sensitive financial data, and NTFS is built for this exact scenario. It provides crucial file level permissions and built-in encryption to lock down confidential files, ensuring only authorized personnel have access. Beyond just security, NTFS is also a journaling file system, which means it's far more resilient against data corruption from unexpected crashes or power loss. It also supports massive file sizes and includes features for data integrity that make it professional grade standard. To keep everything organized, we'll create a logical folder structure right within the manager's document folder. This will include dedicated folders for accounting reports, Word documents, department memos, and personal personal evaluations, making it intuitive to find and secure critical business files. Hey there, welcome to the team. As a new server administrator trainee, a big part of your role will be managing the server's file system, which is basically how the server stores and organizes all of its data. In Windows Server 2012, you'll work with two systems. The first is the mature and trusted NTFS, which has been the go-to for a long time. Its biggest strengths are its robust security with the detailed permissions and its reliability as a journaling file system that protects your data during a crash. It also includes handy built-in tools like file compression, disk quotas to manage user storage, and encryption for individual files. Now, Server 2012 also introduces a new file system called REFS, or the Resilient File System. As the name implies, its main advantage is resilience. It's specifically engineered to resist data corruption. It constantly checks for the integrity of your data and can even automatically repair corrupted files if you have it set up with storage spaces. It's also built for massive scale, supporting absolutely enormous volumes, and can offer some performance benefits, especially for virtual machines. For most everyday tasks and general purpose use, you'll stick with the proven and future rich NTFS. But when you're building a file server for virtual machines or massive data archive, where protecting the integrity of the data is the absolute top priority, that's where REFS really shines. Hey team, let's quickly tackle those file errors you've been seeing on the D drive. This is a common issue, and because your operating system is safely on the C drive, we can fix this without any risk to your computer startup. Here's what you need to do. First, please close all of your applications, especially any like Word, Excel, or Adobe that might be actively using files on the D drive. Then, click the Start menu. Type CMD and right-click on command prompt to run as administrator. A black command window will pop up. In there, simply type chkdsk, big letter D, semicolon, /F, and press enter. This command runs the check this utility, telling it to scan your D drive and fix any errors it finds. Now, if the drive is in use, it will ask you as if you want to schedule this check for the next restart. Just type Y for yes and press enter. Then restart your computer. A scan will run before Windows loads. This might take a while, so please don't turn off your PC. And once it's done, you're back at your desktop. Try opening those problematic files again. You should have cleared everything out. If you're still seeing errors, that's our cue to investigate further. So please let me know right away.
Case Project 521 Preliminary Step for Windows 10 Upgrade. Preliminary steps before Windows 10's upgrade. Good day, ma'am, sir. Before upgrading the Computer 42 to Windows 10, it is important to go through careful preparation to ensure a smooth and successful transitions. First, we begin with inventory and compatibility checks, verifying all the computers meet Windows 10's hardware requirements and all applications used in the workspace are compatible. Critical software must be tested beforehand and prevent downtime. Next, we back up all data and inform users of the upgrade schedule. Communicate helps manage expectations and minimize disruptions. Then we establish development strategy, starting with a small pilot group to test upgrade process before rolling it out all on the system. Using tools like Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Managers ensures efficiency. Finally, we use Secures license and prepare a standardized Windows 10 installations image to maintain consistency across devices. Potential problem vary per system. Windows 10 Vista machines can upgrade directly and require clean installation. Often replacing the hardware is more practical. Windows 7 systems can upgrade but might face drivers or application issues. Windows 8.1 upgrades are smoother but may still need driver updates and short user training. In summary, Vista computers should be replaced. Windows 7 systems needs close monitoring, and Windows 8.1 units can serve as pilot test machines for the rollout. Case Project 522 recommendation on upgrading from Windows 7 and 8.1. Recommendation to upgrade to Windows 10 Pro. Good day, ma'am, sir. Strongly recommend upgrading all computers running Windows 7 and 8.1 to Windows 10 Pro. Continuing to use outdated system poses serious security and compatibility risk. Windows 7 and 8.1 are no longer supported, meaning no security patches or updates, leaving the network vulnerable to malware and ransomware. In addition, software and hardware compatibility will become more limited over time. New versions of business applications and devices will no longer support these older systems. Lastly, upgrading ensures long-term productivity and business continuity. Windows 10 offers stronger security, better management tools, and improved performance, helping the department operate effectively and securely. Case Project 523, a guide to installing Windows 10 Pro. Installation of configuration of Windows 10 Pro. Good day, ma'am, sir. For the new computers replacing the Vista and Windows 7 units, Windows 10 Pro comes pre-installed. The focus in is configuration, connecting them to the network, joining them to the company domain, and installing required business software. For Windows 8.1, computers will perform an in-place upgrade to Windows 10. This keeps all users, files, and settings intact. Before starting, we back up everything to avoid data loss. Then, using the media creation tool, we install Windows 10 via USB. During setup, we select Keep Personal Files and Apps. For a new seamless transition, after installation, we verify that all files, application, and device like printer scanners function correctly. Case Project 5 to 4. Migration Plan to Windows Server 12 to 2012 R2. Migration Plan for Windows Server Upgrade MAM. This plan outlines the migration for Windows Servers 2008 to Windows Server 2012 R2 Enterprise Edition. The process begins with the pre-migration planning, including hardware and software inventory, compatibility verification, and full backups. There are two migration paths. For the 32-bit server, that's no direct upgrade. A clean installation on a new 64-bit hardware is required. Second, for the 64-bit server core systems, we can perform an in-place upgrade, then add the GUI through PowerShell. After upgrading, all configuration are stored, domains rejoined, and function tested to ensure stability. Challenges may include driver issues, software incompatibility, and downtime. Careful scheduling and technical preparation are essential to reduce these tasks. Case Project 5 to 5. Upgrading from OS X Mountain Lion to El Capitan. The upgrade from OS X Mountain Lion to El Capitan is straightforward but requires preparation. First, we check hardware compatibility, ensuring all Macs meet the memory and storage requirements. Then we confirm software compatibility for a key application like Adobe Creative Suite. Before upgrading, each Mac must perform a full backup using Time Machine to prevent data loss. The upgrade process involves downloading El Capitan installer from Apple support site, running it, and following on-screen instructions. The Mac will restart several times until the installation is complete. Afterwards, use login, verify their files, test their applications, and confirm that all peripherals are working. Once everything is stable, this installer can be deleted to free up space. That's all for my video.
Case Project 6-1, Printer Installation Guide. For installing network printers, there are 5 steps that we need to take care of. First one is the settings. Go to settings, devices, printers, and scanners. Then add a printer or scanner. For the step 2 is click the printer that I want is not listed. Then next, for the step 3 is choose add printer using an IP address. Then click next. For the step 4 is enter the IP address. Then check auto detect driver. Then next. For the step 5 is name the printer. Next. Then next. Then do not share and finish. For the remaining 2 printers, repeat this process. Case Project 6-2 is the Fedora 23 printer troubleshooting guide. For the quick status check, there is Fedora printer troubleshooting. First is check the status. Go to terminal, then type lpstat-t for all printers and queues. Then next, type the lpg-p printer.name for the specific queue. Clear jobs. Type the cancel job-id to remove stock print job. For the step 4 is test printer. Type the echo test lp-d printer.name. For the control printer, type the caps enable printer-name to turn it on. or turn off, type the cap disable printer dash name. Uh, for the web admin is the http://localhost 631. For the logs, type the sudo tail dash f bar log cups error underline log. Case Project 6-3 is the video driver fix for Windows 10. So the problem is the screen flickering blocks out after a driver update. So there's a quick fixes for this. First is the rollback driver, device manager. Go to device manager, display adapters, right click card, properties, driver type, and the rollback driver. Or update via Windows, same location, update driver, search automatically. Then clean install. Download latest driver from manufacturer website, then choose custom install, then check performance clean installation. For the advanced, use display driver uninstaller or DDU in safe mode for complete removal, or system restore to point B for the driver before the driver installation.
To tackle both the immediate threat of a disk crash and the need for flexible storage, our solution centers on two key features in Windows Server 2012. First, to prevent another data loss from a failed disk, we're going to implement a mirrored storage space. We'll use two new identical drives dedicated to the manuscript files. In this setup, every piece of data is written simultaneously to both disks, creating a real-time copy. If one drive fails, the server keeps running seamlessly on the remaining good drive, with no downtime or data loss. You can then simply replace the bad disk, and the system will automatically rebuild the mirror. It's a straightforward and highly effective form of insurance for your critical data. Second, to create a flexible and expandable storage for general company data, we'll use the same storage spaces feature, but in a more dynamic way. We'll pull all the new hard drives together into one large resource. From this pool, we can create virtual disks for different departments. The key here is using thin provisioning, which lets us create volumes that appear larger than our current physical space, allocating real storage only as it's actually needed. This means when we start running low on space, we don't have to reconfigure everything. We just add more physical drives to the storage pool, and all the volumes can instantly use the new capacity. Plus, we can still build in protection against drive failures for these volumes. This gives us a storage system that is not only safe but can grow effortlessly with the company.